Dan to say goodbye. And sing him that goodnight song they sung. So he can sleep.
Dan, you been teaching that boy to milk that stump of yours?
Want you to know. People laughing or mocking my grandson. Mocks me too. Loan me your shoulder, will you, boy? I want to warn you, this ain't church music. Don't say no, here we go, far across the plain. Marry me, carry me, far away with you. Giddy up, giddy up, giddy up. Whoa.
They're still having a demonstration over there.
Hi, Lollipop. Just wanted to show the big machine to Grandpa. He would have loved it so.
You're watching the ZNS Network, the People's Station.
Coming up in the news, the nation's leader confirming that he is in quarantine. Meanwhile, COVID-19 cases in the country in the triple digits once again. And giving to the elderly a big Christmas tradition in Grand Bahama. The Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, starts now.
This is the Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
This is the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Good evening, all. I'm Jamila Mizik. Thank you so much for tuning in. Topping the news tonight, the nation's leader is in quarantine following exposure to the COVID-19 virus. During a national address to update the country on the fight against the global pandemic, Prime Minister the Honorable Philip Davis broke the news that his wife, along with other family members, recently tested positive. Now, this week, there has been a significant increase in the amount of COVID-19 cases in the Bahamas, particularly in New Providence. During that address, the Prime Minister announced additional safety measures that have been put in place to help stop the spread of the deadly virus. Italia Hall has details.
Prime Minister, the Honorable Philip Brave Davis, confirming that he has tested negative for the COVID-19 virus after taking multiple tests over the past few days, but says he's being responsible by self-isolating. The nation's leader making the announcement during a national address on Thursday morning. Prime Minister Davis also noting that his wife and other family members tested positive for the virus, but are showing mild symptoms and for some, no symptoms at all. He says the number of cases nationwide are expected to increase, and the country could be entering the worst stage of the pandemic. As a result, new rules have been implemented at the borders.
Bahamians and visitors must test negative within 3 days of entering the country instead of 5. And beginning on January 7th, a negative PCR test will be required for all. Rapid antigen testing remains a critical tool, but a PCR test is more sensitive and can pick up an infection earlier in its course than the antigen tests.
And as for gatherings,
indoor gatherings should not have more than 20 people. Outdoor gatherings no more than 30. We are going to increase outreach so that adults who are vaccinated receive a booster, as the booster appears to offer substantial additional protection from serious illness.
The nation's leader says the Omicron variant is extremely transmissible, adding that samples from the recent positive cases were sent to a lab to confirm that the variant is in the Bahamas. But Prime Minister Davis says the assumption has already been made that the variant is here.
We recorded 26 positive cases on Monday, 73 on Tuesday, and 140 on Wednesday this week. As serious as recent developments are, there are some good news. New data shows that Omicron does appear to cause more mild disease than earlier strains of the virus. A smaller percentage of people may become seriously ill. However, because it transmits so easily, we are talking about a smaller percentage of a much larger number of cases.
He says additional nurses and staff are being recruited, adding that the government is ready to mobilize several field hospitals should the number of hospitalizations grow.
In New Providence, we are planning to utilize the nursing school and the National Stadium, and we are in discussion with an international partner to open a field hospital in Grand Bahama. We are identifying additional options in the Family Islands.
Prime Minister Davis says that the fight against COVID-19 requires the assistance of all Bahamians, and residents must avoid large gatherings.
I want to emphasize that activities that were relatively safe just last week are no longer safe. That is how quickly things have changed here. We all need to adjust our own thinking about what risks are acceptable, and we need to do so quickly. It's important to understand that vaccinated people are at much, much lower risk for experiencing severe disease. But vaccinated people can still catch and spread Omicron.
The nation's chief says if you are unvaccinated, you are at serious risk and should get vaccinated as soon as possible. And for those experiencing cold or flu symptoms, get tested and do not go to work or gather with others. He adds that the government is making progress with making COVID-19 testing free, and hundreds of medical-grade masks will be distributed across the country in the coming days. Italia Hall, ZNS Network News.
The latest COVID-19 dashboard now in the triple digits. 140 new cases reported in the Ministry of Health last dashboard on Wednesday, December 22nd. 136 in New Providence, 2 in Grants Bahama, 1 in Abaco, and 1 in Eleuthera. 54 of those cases have a history of travel within 14 days. There are 18 persons hospitalized, 6 of which are in Grants Bahama. The death toll stands at 713 and 38 are under investigation. Now, the Minister of Health and Wellness, the Honorable Dr. Michael Darville, also giving an update on the way forward in the fight against COVID-19. Although not confirmed as yet, Dr. Darville says it is suspected that the Omicron variant is already in Grants Bahama as hospitalization cases have increased recently.
Had an in-depth discussion with Dr. Bartlett, Frank Bartlett, who leads the charge in Grand Bahama. We did see an increase in hospitalization a week ago that he believes, and the team in Grand Bahama believes, it may be associated with the Omicron virus. What we saw was many people who eventually was in hospital recovered quickly and subsequently discharged. So those numbers of hospitalization have been reduced, and the ones that are in hospital now are very close to being discharged. No one, to my understanding from him, resulted in intubation and went on that slippery slope that we saw with the Delta variant. So that is a good example in Grand Bahama.
The health minister says with the new strain of the highly transmissible virus, his ministry is now devising a plan on the way forward.
In our protocols, we were able for the CDC to go from level 4 to level 3 to level 2. That's not by accident. That is by planned strategy to work with international organizations to prove to them that we have the capability to police ourselves, we have the capability to manage COVID, and we have the capability to do it in a very strategic and planned fashion. That was going extremely well. And then now the Omicron virus, which has completely changed the way on how we need to adjust our protocols. We believe, based on the scientific evidence that, or information that's coming to us, that we have a plan.
With the recent surge in COVID-19 cases, the Minister of National Security, the Honorable Wayne Munro, says all of the laws put in place to protect Bahamians against the deadly COVID-19 virus will be enforced. He says for those planning to host large gatherings, approval must be granted, adding that there is a two-step process.
The first is that you require approval from the Ministry of Health, who will set out the protocols that you are to follow. As the police are responsible for enforcing the law, if it is a commercial event, you will require an occasional license from the Royal Bahamas Police Force. I can tell you, having spoken to the Commissioner and ACP Dames this morning, that you will not get it if you do not satisfy them. One, that you can comply with the protocols, and two, if you don't commit to providing security that will be provided by the Police Staff Association in their off-duty officer regime. And that will mean that you will be made to hire a police officer who will write you a ticket and close you down if you're non-compliant. This is very serious business. And if you want to make money from the public, you're going to have to follow the rules. And so you might as well budget for having proper security.
In other news, the Rotary Club continuing to make its motto of service above self a reality for Grants Bahamians. Yesterday, the service organization presented a family with the keys to a brand new home in the Western District. A home for the holidays. That's the gift the Stubbs family received from the Rotary organization on Grants, Bahama. A brief ceremony was held at the Mount Calvary Baptist Church in Seagrape 8 Mile Rock. Rotary's Area Vice President, Billie Jean Ferguson, noting that they were able to build the home thanks to an anonymous donor.
We went hard and we went all out and we gave our absolute best to the community of Sweetings Key. And then we got a message that there was an anonymous donor who wanted to bless us, and blessing they sure did. They gave us a total of $200,000 as a thank you to Rotary for doing the work that they did in the communities. And you know what they said? They had no strings attached to that money. They simply said to go out there and to continue the work that you've been doing.
Ferguson thanking all of the Rotary clubs on the island for their involvement, as well as Team Seagrape, led by Jimmy Smith. Smith was also presented with the highest honor in Rotary, the Paul Harris Fellow Award.
You have no idea of the 30-something young man that would have passed through, or 40, to this project. They're all from the community of Seagrape. Our oldest team member, which is Killer. Killer is 70 now, Ms. Cooper. Killer 70, and Killer led the charge 4:30 every morning. The guys that took on this task in Sweetings Key, they wanted to do but one thing, and that was to learn how to do that service above self. You took them off the streets, you took them from all the problems, you gave them some careers that they might have never gotten if it wasn't for Rotary. And on behalf of the young men of Seagrape and the community of Seagrape, we thank you from the bottom of our hearts.
Now, after the ceremony, the home was then blessed by Pastor Paul Mullings.
We dedicate this building, oh God.
We dedicate this building, oh God.
To you.
To you.
In the name of the Father.
In the name of the Father.
And of the Son.
And of the Son.
And of the Holy Spirit.
Of the Holy Spirit.
Amen.
Amen.
The keys were then handed over and the ribbon cut, making it official. Jamila Mizik, ZNS Network News.
2, 3.
Stay with us. We'll be back right after this break.
Every holiday season, everybody heads to Dolly Madison, even Santa. Gifts, gifts, gifts for everyone. Dolly Madison is open 8 a.m. to 5 p.m., Monday to Saturday.
Come on down now.
Welcome to Paint Fair. We are located on West Mall Drive, across from Cleco. This is our 40th anniversary coming up this summer. So we're here to help everybody. We have a wide range of products ranging from light commercial to residential to heavy commercial. We have coatings for exterior buildings, such as Acrocrete, so we can supply you with any color that you want. But we also carry our Acrolabs, fluid-applied roofing membrane. Allows you to seal your roof from leak, and it's 250-mile-an-hour wind rating, so phenomenal for hurricane season, which is coming up. We can also supply you with cleaning solutions to brushes, to sleeves, rollers, pans. We are here from 8 o'clock to 5:30 from Monday to Friday, on Saturdays from 8 to 2. Paint Fair on Facebook. Come into the store. Our number is 352-9788. Come see us.
When special occasions need to be remembered, visit Distinctive Gifts, where they offer unique items for all occasions. Number 2, Rachel's Britannia Mini Mall, Caravel Beach. Call 441-5322 or distinctivegiftforall@gmail.com. Sanitation Services advises that garbage that is scheduled to be picked up on Saturday, December 25th will be picked up on Friday, December 24th. Additionally, garbage removal scheduled for New Year's Day will be picked up on Friday, December 31st. Happy holidays. This holiday season, shop at Parfum de Paris, Grand Bahama's leading fragrance store. Top sellers such as Paco Rabanne, Versace, Jean-Paul Gaultier, Coach, and Jimmy Choo, just to name a few. Shop for the latest in Guess, 9 West, and Land products. Spend $75 or more and enter to win one of 3 gifts. First prize, a fabulous Guess wallet. Second prize, a gorgeous 9 West handbag. And the grand prize, a his and her gift basket valued over $750. Parfum de Paris is located in the Port Lacaya Marketplace in downtown at the 17 Center. Happy holidays from the management and staff of Parfum de Paris.
Hi, I'm Wes. I'd like to put some shoes on your feet.
Hi, I would like to put some shoes on your feet.
Hi, I want to put some shoes on your feet.
I want to put some shoes on your feet.
Hi, I want to put some shoes on your feet.
Let us put shoes on your feet.
Third Dimension on Yellow Pine Street introduces its new home improvement center. Step into our brand new, fully stocked showroom for the latest in doors, tiles, housewares, kitchenwares, bathwares, vanities, power tools, electrical, and plumbing supplies. So stop by our showroom to view our full range of products or call the Home Advisor hotline at 602-0935 today. We are your home advisors.
This holiday season, whether you've been naughty or nice, Pizza Hut has a gift for you. Order our Joy Bundle. A large one-topping pizza, 10 Hershey chocolate dunkers, and a 2-liter Coca-Cola, which is $20 plus VAT. Enter to win a gift card from Kelly's Freeport, a Nintendo Switch Lite, a TV, a plane ticket, a Chromebook, and free pizza for a year when you purchase the Joy Bundle. Pizza Hut downtown, 352-9191, or East Sunrise Highway, 373-8500.
What is happening tonight is sad as it is, might just be the beginning of a new birth for this city.
The behavior is fully clear. It's not going to get any better unless we decide to do better.
Last evening, the entire nation spoke, and it was a total rejection of the F&M administration.
You, the Bahamian public, can see our outrage.
It was an egregiously bad deal. I believe that Grand Bahama is ready to take flight.
Your #1 news team covering the North. The Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
Welcome back. Tonight, as the countdown continues to Christmas Day, we continue our spotlight on Christmas traditions. In this report, we will tell you about a good deed 2 charitable organizations have been doing for years. It is a holiday tradition that is seen all over the world as organizations use the Yuletide season to give back to those in need. This Christmas, the Rotary Club of Freeport and the Kiwanis Club of Freeport made a stop at the borough's home to bring some holiday cheer to the residents there. President of the Rotary Club of Freeport, Betty Van Loo, is thanking the Grand Bahama community for supporting them so that they are able to bless others.
Through fundraisers, we were able to buy groceries today, and we are here just before Christmas, and we're thrilled that we were able to assist her, especially at this time. So we bought grocery items, carnation cream, and we bought meat, we bought rice, and you name it, we bought it. We have water. So hopefully what we are able to present today would help her. If not for a long time, it'll be of great help to her as she assists these persons that she cares so much for on a daily basis.
Meanwhile, the Kiwanis Club of Freeport also came bearing gifts for each of the residents in the home.
We're here today to bring joy and a good time for the holiday season to the Boroughs Home. We would have adopted the Boroughs Home a couple of years back, and we just recently visited them during our Thanksgiving giveaway. But we also keep in touch with Miss Boroughs, and we always come here every opportunity we get. Today we brought Santa to bring some special holiday cheer to the residents. Personally, candlelight gift, our members singing carols, and we brought a big food donation as well to keep them to the holidays.
We wanted to ensure that our seniors felt seen and they felt happy during this time and not forgotten. So we actually packed each gift and we wrote their names on it so that they can feel special. We also are singing carols today, and the amazing thing is that they were singing along with us and you could see the joy on their face.
Owner of Burroughs Home, Irene Burroughs, is expressing her gratitude.
Very, very happy and grateful and thankful to God because, you know, things has been pretty rough lately. And Mr. Ware called and said, oh, we come in to bring food items. I say, thank you, Jesus, you know, because we really need it. We really appreciate it. And I have 14 people here. Well, might as well say 15. Another homeless one just joined us. So a lot of them don't have family. So by these coming here and singing Christmas carols, this really made them feel important.
And if you're wondering what they'll be doing for Christmas,
we're just going to stay home and eat. And sing Christmas carols. That's what they do anyhow. We just sit around and eat and, you know, play little games. But this time we're going to sing Christmas carols. And enjoy our food. We're going to eat good.
And now it's time for your Thursday sports package with Romiko Knowles.
This is ZNS Total Sports, your source for sports in the North. I'm Romiko Knowles. Topping sports, Tabernacle Falcons senior boys basketball team heading to Arby's Classic in Bristol, Tennessee. Like many sports in the country, the tournament was postponed last year due to COVID-19. But the tournament is back, and coaches say the boys are excited. The Falcons senior boys basketball team is no stranger to Arby's Classic.
It's a tournament we've been going to now for 20 plus years.
The team will travel for the first time in over 2 decades without the founder, Dale Burns, who passed away earlier this year. Assistant coach Quincy Gray says the team will tip off on December 27th.
You know, we're really looking forward to it. What they're telling us is this year's field is one of the best they've had in years. So, you know, it's going to be a lot of talent, college coaches, you know, to see the guys, you know, and hopefully a couple of the guys get some looks and some scholarship offers.
According to him, the games will be competitive.
You know, they got a lot of guys already signed major Division I scholarships that are at the tournament, you know. We just want the guys to go there and play well and give a good showing, you know, and see what happens from there.
Gray says traveling to attend the Classic is a start, as there has been little to no sports played in the country.
We're waiting to see in January, you know, once the public schools get back to school and hear what the government says, you know, about far as us playing any basketball this year. But when we get back, we can continue to practice and work out and, you know, wait to see what they do.
He notes that the boys are excited and are seeking to return with hardware.
Well, definitely. We're never going to go into anything, you know, not expecting to win, you know. But nevertheless, you know, once we play hard and play our best, that's all we ask of the guys.
Good luck to the Falcons. We'll stay tuned for updates from tournament play. Heading into tennis action now, the Grand Bahama Tennis Association hosting a fun tennis weekend featuring men and mixed doubles. An award social taking place on Sunday, December 19th. We have those results. Congratulations are extended to the winners and runners-up in each category. In the mixed doubles, winners Tatiana Madu and Ashwood Hall. The runners-up, Jaleesa Clark and Stanley Wilson. In the men's doubles play, the winners are Dion DeMerit and Rodney Carey Sr. The runners-up, Lee Gibbs and Dennis Bean. For the mixed doubles, top female Jan Swan, top male Michael Reckley. Special prizes were also awarded. The Christmas Spirit Award went to Ashwood Hall, Noah Russell, Tatiana Madu. The Best Female Sportsmanship Award went to Lauren Miller, and the Best Male Sportsmanship Award, Steve Adams. And that is your check on sports. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm Romiko Knowles. Until next time, make it a great one.
Save up to 75% during December at Esquire. Sale starts December 20th through the 24th. Catch the sidewalk sale this and every Saturday for big savings at Esquire Men's. Phone 352-8816. It's all going down this Friday, December 24th in the front parking lot as No Holds Bar and Lounge brings to you Rake and Scrape Reloaded with Red Alert Band. So bring something to wave with guest appearance by Terry Ann and Franchon. hosted by Daddy Steely.
Are you ready to step out with designer shoes or handbags? Visit Steppin' Out. They've relocated at number 4 Old Sam's Plaza. Stepping out when you want to put your best foot forward.
Island Bedding is the Bahamas' leading manufacturer in mattress sets. But did you know we also carry top quality products like pillows, comforters, sheets, and much more. Our furniture line is also expanding to meet the needs of those rebuilding. We have bedroom sets, sofa beds, recliners, accent pieces, and so much more. Come and experience Island Bedding today, where everybody deserves their own island.
BTC spreading Christmas cheer
to everybody whether far or near.
Move to the rhythm of Christmas round.
Did you hear that? Is it Santa?
Get your chance to win $1,000 each week when you sign up for BTC Internet. With the Super Fast Extreme Internet Bundle, enjoy 150 megabits of speed per second and 157 channels for only $99.99.
This Christmas make it BTC. It's the better choice for you and me.
Move to the rhythm of Christmas. Move to the rhythm of BTC.
Hey, I'm D'Amico Nesbitt. Welcome back to Health Bites, and today we're going to help you with your Christmas shopping. We're at the Raven Mall at the Fitness Connection. We got some Christmas gift items for your loved ones. Come on, let's check it out. Some of our most popular Christmas gift items are the blenders and the juicers, because who doesn't like the juice? We got the Power XL self-cleaning juicer, and also NutriBullets and Magic Bullets, and even portable wireless blenders, so you can take it on the go. Another popular gift item is our air fryers. We have this brand new one. It's an air fryer and a grilling one. We also have 7-quart, 2-quart, 12-quart, all the different sizes. So you have a lot of different sizes to choose from, no matter what that loved one needs. Let's take a walk over here. What better gift than the gift of health and fitness? We have exercise equipment, treadmills, bikes, ellipticals, and even weights. Weight set, dumbbells, adjustable dumbbells, and so on, benches. All these can make a great gift that's going to keep on giving, because they're going to use it to help work on their health and fitness throughout the year. So this is another great gift option. Now, if you can't choose from any of these things, we also have gift cards. So if you know someone who's into health and fitness, or who needs to be into health and fitness, you can always buy them a gift card and let them come on in and pick what they want. Thanks for tuning in, and I hope to see you again next time.
I feel beautiful. Peace Junction. And now I smell so wonderful. Peace Junction. Peace Junction. They got everything you need and more.
We are your one-stop gift shop downtown in the Culmerville Plaza. Handbags, accessories, and fragrances for men, women, and kids. Open Monday to Saturday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Special orders and layaway available. Call 352-9554 for more info.
They got everything you need and more.
Dream big this Christmas. We are alive.
Your #1 news team covering the North. The Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
Teddy Colbrook, you are our Facebook friend of the day. We appreciate your support. And that's going to do it for us here in the North. On behalf of the entire ZNS News team, I'm Jamila Mizik. Thank you so much for joining us. The Bahamas Tonight continues.
Coming up in the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report,
The nation's chief in quarantine after an exposure to COVID. New health protocols expected in the wake of spiking cases. Rawson Square transformed into a Christmas village. And Buddy Hield and the Kings continue a losing streak. The Bahamas Tonight, the National Report, starts now.
This portion of the news is brought to you by BTC's Superfast Extreme Internet Bundle. Make Christmas sparkle. Sign up today.
Good evening, I'm Jiminita Swain. Welcome to the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report. Thanks so much for tuning in. Prime Minister the Honorable Philip Davis announced today that he is in quarantine after being exposed to COVID-19. He delivered a nationally televised address virtually explaining what led to his isolation and detailing new measures the government is taking amidst a doubling of cases between Tuesday and Wednesday as a result of a presumable spike fueled by the presence of the Omicron variant that's taking hold. Here's our Keishla Adderley.
Prime Minister the Honorable Philip Brave Davis is in quarantine following exposure to COVID-19. He told a national audience today about what impact the exposure has had on him and his family.
Last weekend, we had a family gathering, which included several family members who traveled here from abroad. Even though everyone was vaccinated and everyone tested negative before travel, several of those who are visiting from abroad tested positive on the 5th day after arrival in the country. Since then, my wife and other family members have tested positive. I remained negative. Because they were vaccinated, they are either asymptomatic or are experiencing only mild symptoms. I'm so grateful that that is the case.
This is the more contagious but less aggressive Omicron variant spreads, and health officials are convinced of its presence here, considering the latest numbers.
We recorded 26 positive cases on Monday, 73 on Tuesday, and 140 on Wednesday this week.
Now, this has prompted the government to quickly implement new measures to counter the threat of both international and domestic interaction.
We are changing the requirements for entering the country. Bahamians and visitors must test negative within 3 days of entering the country instead of 5. And beginning on January 7th, a negative PCR test will be required for all. We are changing the rules about the size of gatherings that are permitted. Indoor gatherings should not have more than 20 people. Outdoor gatherings no more than 30. We are going to increase outreach so that adults who are vaccinated receive a booster, as the booster appears to offer substantial additional protection from serious illness.
Health Minister the Honorable Michael Darville says while tests are still pending, they're operating under the assumption that the Omicron variant is here.
After reviewing the data for the last 3 days and the infectivity as well as the rate of transmission, we are convinced without the gene sequencing that the Omicron virus is more than likely in the Commonwealth of the Bahamas.
Now, presumably, hospitalizations like cases will creep up. The Davis administration is previewing how it will manage increased patient loads.
In New Providence, we are planning to utilize the nursing school and the National Stadium, and we are in discussion with an international partner to open a field hospital in Grand Bahama. We are identifying additional options in the Family Islands. Plans include the provision of equipment necessary to support the delivery of care to patients with moderate to severe symptoms.
Officials are also looking to recruit more nursing staff and will be distributing medical-grade masks. The most significant remedy, however, they say, personal responsibility for everyone. Keishla Adderley, ZNS Network News.
A big jump in new COVID-19 infections, pushing figures once again in the triple digits for the first time in months. An additional 140 new cases on record today, 136 of them in the capital, 2 on Grand Bahama, 1 each on Abaco and Eleuthera. 54 persons have a history of travel, with hospitalizations holding at 18. No deaths reported, and recoveries stand at 21,736. Well, the country is one step closer to learning if the highly contagious Omicron variant has made its way to the country's shores. The Minister of Health gave the latest on the infections in the country and the push to get more people vaccinated. Cleopatra Murphy tells us more.
Gene sequencing to confirm the presence of the Omicron COVID-19 variant in the country. But Minister of Health and Wellness, the Honorable Dr. Michael Dorville, says there is high suspicion the variant is in fact already here.
But I want to say this very clearly. After reviewing the data for the last 3 days and the infectivity as well as the rate of transmission, we are convinced without the gene sequencing that the Omicron virus is more than likely in the Commonwealth of the Bahamas.
This is as COVID-19 cases in the country have exploded from single digits in early December to 140 in the latest health dashboard. Director of the National HIV/AIDS and Infectious Disease Program, Dr. Nakia Forbes, says the rise in cases has not translated to hospitalizations yet that are usually 2 weeks behind surges.
It's a little too early to say if there is going to be a spike in hospitalizations associated with this current spike that we are seeing. In the last week, we had a very, very slight increase in hospitalizations, but not by very, very much. On average, the numbers had been about 9 cases a day. There's still about 10 or 12 cases a day.
Health officials insist that vaccination is an important part of the country's arsenal in combating COVID-19, with the Minister of Health revealing that to date, 300,000 vaccine doses have been administered, and of that number, 8,734 boosters.
Now, of the close of the business day yesterday, there was 154,804 fully vaccinated persons in the Bahamas. 11,038 of these persons were between the ages of 12 and 17. Those of the 154,804 persons translate into 48% of the eligible population being vaccinated.
With testing also playing a crucial role in controlling infection numbers, Dorville says government is now at final stage of an RFP for a digital platform to man free COVID-19 testing the Davis administration promised.
I want to make it very clear. The scientific literature clearly outlines that the rapid antigen test is a screening test, whereas the RT-PCR test is a diagnostic test. It is important sometimes for the clinician to know if the individual is truly or make the diagnosis completely. And so our free testing modality will be a combination of both the rapid antigen tests as well as the RT-PCR tests.
Cleopatra Murphy, ZNS Network News.
The Ministry of Health and the Office of the Attorney General have been working to revise the health services rules to add additional guidelines for mass gatherings, COVID-19 testing for participation at events, and limitation on those allowed to gather indoors and outdoors. Public Hospitals Authority Senior House Officer Dr. Sharita Moxie says personal responsibility on the part of the public will be vital to their effectiveness. Dr. Moxie says a major change in the rules will be to schedule to islands considered high burden.
They will have additional restrictions. So some of those restrictions will be they can only for indoor operations. There's a limit on the number of persons that they can have inside. If you are not on the second schedule, then that indoor limitation does not apply to you. Again, you will have the requirement for being fully vaccinated or for producing a negative COVID-19 test, along with other measures. But again, the delineation here is that we cannot penalize all islands because we are seeing a national increase in COVID-19 cases. What the ministry now seeks to do is to delineate islands by high burden island or low burden island for COVID-19.
Well, still to come, a sweet treat for Ranfully home kids and the city's center transformed into a Christmas village. Stay with us, there's more after the break.
And remember to tune in to the Morning Edition with LaDawn Davis and Charles Fisher at 7 o'clock weekday mornings. We also have news updates at every hour starting at 2 p.m. You can then watch the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, at 6:30 and the National Report live at 7 p.m. All right here on the ZNS Network.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Shell Holiday Extravaganza.
The holidays are a time to celebrate our connectedness, to strengthen the ties that bind us, that make us, well, family. At Commonwealth Bank, we're your neighbors, your friends, and yes, we're your family, wishing you warm and sincere best wishes for a happy holiday and a prosperous new year from your family at Commonwealth Bank.
Merry Christmas to you.
Last year, we couldn't celebrate Christmas as we wanted to. So for this year, we had everything planned. 100,000 watts of lights, 10-foot-tall tree, best table ever, custom t-shirts, DJ, and we also had Uncle Billy, who forgot the KFC buckets in the car with the keys inside.
Step back.
With KFC Junkanoo Buckets, you can enjoy the holiday season this year no matter what. Savor this Christmas with Junkanoo Buckets, only at KFC Nassau.
Health is the greatest gift. That's where we come in. Bahamas Medical and Surgical Supplies is a premier distributor of medical equipment, as well as medical and surgical consumables. Our engineers are always on hand, providing top care service that saves lives. We carry a wide selection of over-the-counter and prescription items, IV fluids, and other injections. Our products are state-of-the-art, and our entire team stays on top of cutting-edge technology. With more than 2 decades of dedicated service, Bahamas Medical and Surgical Supplies continues to be a trendsetter and innovator in healthcare. We have set ourselves apart by truly caring for our customers. We understand the intricacies of healthcare, and we produce spectacular results. We cherish our partnerships and nurture our friendships as we continue on our quest to help everyone maintain that wonderful gift of good health. Find us on 9th Fifth Terrace, Centerville, right in the heart of the medical service epicenter of Nassau, Bahamas.
Center, spreading holiday magic for the entire family.
This portion of the news was brought to you by McDonald's. McDonald's, I'm loving it.
With the nation's #1 industry hoping to return to prime form, key to this resurgence will be activity on the Family Islands. During a recent trip to his hometown on the island of Exuma, Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Tourism, Investments and Aviation, the Honorable I. Chester Cooper, revealing that there remains a number of potential projects in the works for the Family Islands.
We have some significant, exciting projects in the pipeline. We have a very large, hundreds of millions of dollars investment that the National Economic Council is going to be reviewing this coming week for the island of Exuma. I'm excited about it. I won't preempt the announcement, but the reality is that there are some very positive, large projects in the pipeline. We know that Children's Bay Key is going to break ground very soon. We know that this new development is going to happen. There are other transactions in the pipeline in the Georgetown area that's going to cause there to be another $200 million investment. Exuma is booming. There's a very strong level of interest in new projects in the Bahamas. Eleuthera is hot. Abaco is hot. And we're trying to heat up Grand Bahama at the moment.
As for the in particular, the DPM says while airlift numbers are slowly on the incline, having the room capacity to support this trend is vital.
One of the things we want our partners in the island of Exuma to do is really to ramp up their room capacity. We are constrained by our room capacity. So Elif, they're ready to come. There's more on the horizon. One of our partners have indicated that they're willing to come to Exuma and other family islands, but we are restrained only by the capacity to accommodate the number of guests that they will bring.
In other news, Housing Minister the Honorable JoBeth Colby Davis says momentum is building throughout the Family Islands as a number of housing projects have been advanced for approval. Come 2020, dozens of prospective homeowners will be granted the gift of home ownership through the government's housing initiative in places like Grand Bahama and Abaco, still recovering from 2019's Hurricane Dorian.
They're working towards getting themselves back in line with what the norm or what they consider to be the norm. And so to them, this is just another boost of hope that the government is there for them. The government will help them. And it's obviously important for us to get those families out of the domes. I've already got my approvals to build in New Providence, Abaco, Grand Bahama, and Eleuthera. 4 cabinet papers in the bag, approved for homes to start building there. So now we're just working on putting the financing in place and making sure that that's lined up.
Colby Davis noted, however, that as developments come to life, residents have insisted for these new subdivisions to, as best as possible, maintain the charm of their communities.
So don't try to make them a city. Don't try to change up what they expect. And so there's some areas that we probably won't do a housing project because of the design and the culture, and we respect that. And we have persons in the departments of housing there on the ground that is guiding me.
In news from the courts, 3 men convicted of killing Queens College primary school teacher Joyelle McIntosh back in November of 2015 got exactly what they were hoping for when they appeared at the Court of Appeal, as the High Court has overturned their convictions and sentences. The appellates are Johnny Mackey, Armando Sargent, and a man arraigned while he was a juvenile. Now, the court did not order a retrial for Mackey and Sargent. However, the court ordered a retrial for the man who was arraigned as a juvenile. They also ordered that he remain on remand until his retrial.
This portion of the news was brought to you by McDonald's. McDonald's, I'm loving it.
BTC spreading Christmas cheer
to everybody, whether far or near.
Move to the rhythm of Christmas round.
Did you hear that? Is it Santa?
Bring home BTC Superfast Extreme Internet Bundle for only $99.99 with 157 channels and 150 megabits of speed per second, and your home will be blazing all year long. This Christmas, make it BTC. It's the better choice for you and me.
Move to the rhythm of Christmas. Move to the rhythm of BTC.
COVID-19 attacked our personal and national psyche. We fought back. We adjusted our consciousness so that we could wrap our minds around the impossible and unbelievable things we were going through. But guess what? Nobody escaped. That means there was nobody who was too pretty, too cute, too important, too holy, or too rich to escape the mental trauma and battering of COVID-19. We can allow COVID-19 to destroy us or defeat us, or we can make a decision right now to act in a manner that supports wellness for ourselves and for the nation. So let's act to restore and sustain our personal sense of well-being and our national mental health status. We're all involved. It's that important.
Life is better with Rubis Rewards. Just fuel up and swipe for your chance to win free fuel, cash back in our stores, restaurant and store discounts from our partners, plus prizes and surprises. It doesn't get better than this. Your Rubis Reward tag is free at every Rubis service station in New Providence. Get yours today. Rubis, it's just better.
that time of year again, and Bahamas Welding and Fire has everything you need to transform your home this holiday season. 'Tis the season to be jolly. Trim the tree, hang the family stockings, and gift some Christmas cheer to those you love. From assorted ribbons, garlands, Christmas trees, wreaths, LED lights, holiday props, stockings, and skirts, BWF has the largest selection of all things holly and jolly. And for Santa's little helpers, from kids' bikes to motorized toys, we'll make all their dreams come true. Our helpful staff is waiting to see you. Shop today at BWF. We have all the top brand name tools and kitchen appliances too. Visit our store on number 13 Wilton Street and see for yourself. BWF. We're more than just our name.
1/3 of all traffic fatalities occur as a result of excessive speed. In the inner city, residential areas, and high pedestrian traffic areas, the speed limit ranges from 15 to 25 miles per hour. On the outskirts of the island, especially where a sign is not posted, the speed limit 30 miles per hour. The maximum speed limit is 45 miles per hour. On behalf of the Royal Bahamas Police Force Traffic Division, please slow down.
Everything is changing, and your favorite hardware and home improvement store is getting with the program. We Buy You Sell is rolling out its new online shopping feature. If you go to our website, wbusbahamas.com, it's a quick and easy 3-step process. Step 1, browse the gallery and select your item. Step 2, add to cart. And Step 3, check out. Go to our website, wbusbahamas.com, to shop with us today.
Thanks for staying with us. Christmas celebration started early for children at the Ranfurly home. The kids were treated to a day of fun at Margaritaville on Paradise Island. Ranfurly home brand ambassador Bernishka Bullard says that after spending most of the past 2 years inside, the children were super excited about going out for the day.
The kids were getting dressed this morning, and they kept talking about how they can't wait to hang out at the pool and just have such a unique experience. This is everything because, for the last 2 years, we were locked down in COVID, and they didn't really get a chance to go out in public and be in society. So this is a really special time, and this week marks the week of them actually getting out, and this is one of the first events that, they're out and about. So it's really, really special time. I know that, some of our kids are usually more sensitive to this season. They don't have the typical family environment, but going out and being around persons and just being able to attend events like that shows them that people care about them.
Margaritaville just saw it fitting to surprise the children during the holidays.
We thought about this time of the year whereby families normally get together in their typical settings, and we wanted to create a sense of normalcy for these wonderful kids here today. Christmas is a time of gift giving. It's a time of families getting together and enjoying each other's company. And we thought having a social such as this would kind of lend to the idea of them having a sense of normalcy. And so we have 3 sister companies, which is Margaritaville on Paradise Island. We also have Green Pirates and, of course, Bay Street Marina spearheading this effort today. So they're going to enjoy a wonderful box lunch. We have a DJ here for them. There's tons of activities and giveaways. And in addition to that, they're all going to go away with gift cards, courtesy of the fine folks at the Sports Center.
Well, all week long, we've been featuring the Rose Sisters and their Christmas decoration competition. This evening, LaDawn Davis concludes the series.
Whenever we go in it, we always win. We always come out on top.
Transforming her living room to complement her silver and white 2-turtle dove Christmas decor is the winning combo for Kelly Roll. Kelly says she strayed away from the traditional Christmas colors of reds, greens, and golds and tag-teamed with her husband to create this masterpiece.
My husband is very talented. Okay, so he made the doves, the hearts, and what have you, the topper. And so we work hard, try to put it together, deal with little pasting, glittering, the gluing and what have you. And so we love each other. That's the most important thing. And so it was easy for us to just say, okay, 2 turtle dove, let's just put love in this. You know, we believe that when it comes to love, man, you need to be top notch when you're talking about love, okay? And so even the skirt, he made the skirt, and then we try to entwine the word together forever.
Kelly says she shares a very close bond with her in-laws and later boasted that this family competition is nothing but fun.
This year, at least Saturday's gonna make us 28 years of marriage. I have 7 in-laws. They are awesome. Never had one issue, never had one complaint, never had one argument. And so I thank God for them. And so because of that too, I feel good going in a competition, going against them, you know, but I really want to win. You know, we in this to win it. You know, it's good, clean fun.
And while the bragging and trash talking continues, Kelly says there is one competitor in particular she is hoping to beat.
My in-laws, they always do a good job. I want to be honest. They always do a good job, especially Leah, I must say. Especially Leah. She is go all out, okay? And so if it's one person that's going to give me competition, I think it's Leah.
LaDawn Davis, ZNS Network News.
Rawson Square in the heart of the city center has been transformed into a showstopper this festive season. Desmond Sanders takes a look.
I was told to make the square and make downtown Nassau look festive. And to see the smiles and the joys from the Bahamian people, you know, is overwhelming. It's priceless.
Local designers Gazimo Ellis and Glenn Clark transforming Nassau's city center into a magical Christmas wonder.
I was contacted by Mr. Andy Gardner, the owner of Zamar and Island Pearl, and he sat down with me and a couple other designers, Mr. Stubbs, and he said, you know, we wanted to make Nassau feel like Christmas again.
The village fitted with vivid scenes of the Nativity, Christmas lights, and an iconic 40-foot Christmas tree in the heart of the city, attracting scores of onlookers.
Every day, if you look around, you see the tourists taking pictures. You know, the setup is beautiful. It's breathtaking. Each night, we see families come out. I've never seen it ever in my history, in my lifetime, that persons never came out to show up to something like this. This is grand. This is like in New York.
Cultural Affairs Officer at the Ministry of Youth, Sports and Culture, Ellery DeVille, and designer Glenn Clark says creating this Christmas bonanza was no easy feat.
From the previous Christmas trees, you know, we had issues with it. This year we had to make it a bang. So we teamed up with decorators then, along with the Ministry of Works and Mr. Gardner, etc. And we collectively came together and we put on an awesome show.
When we were contacted by the Ministry of, I think the Ministry of Works, so we added all the light tunnels, the nativity scenes, just to make it an experience.
Stunning Christmas display sharing the real message of Christmas.
The thousands of people that has flocked this place to take photos with this Christmas tree. Some their family photos already in their pajamas, I'm told, were here during the evening. And so, you know, this speaks to what Christmas really means.
Desmond Saunders, ZNS Network News.
They say the prettiest sight to see is the holly on the front of your door. And in this final part of Crystal's Christmas activity series, she tried to compete with the professionals in making a holiday wreath.
Like the foundation of a house. If that foundation is not well done, then the house will fail. And the wreaths, everything you do in design is basically the same way.
You may know her as the mastermind behind this year's festive Rawson Square Christmas Wonderland. But designer Linda Stubbs has been decking the halls for over 35 years. And as many people put together last-minute DIY decorations or add a few standard pieces to their homes, Stubbs shows us how to get it just right.
The wreaths, the trees, they all go together. And for me as a designer, if I'm doing your home, I would want to coordinate it from the outside in, okay? If you just have an ordinary door, just a plain old door, You can use any wreath.
A wreath is one of the staple pieces of Christmas decor, and it's also something that you can embellish with a family member or friend. Stubbs gave me some tips at the designer's den using a teardrop wreath, and she explained what's trending this Christmas.
Whenever there's adversity in the world, people tend to go back to tradition. And so you'd find this year, I mean, the majority of the people are using the traditional gold, green, and red. There are a lot of plaids out there that people are using checkers, check colors, like the black and white check, the red and black check. And then navy blue was hot. Navy blue with gold, even black. You know, some people have inculcated black into their design.
Stubbs says when decorating, she opts for artificial wreaths as they leave less of a mess behind and they are easier to manipulate when adding decorations to them.
Just like a tree, if you're using an artificial wreath, you want to fluff that wreath out to the max. You want to take it to its intended symmetry so that the shape of it is nice. So when everything looks alive, then your wreath, you would have done an amazing job.
For this wreath, we used holly berries, holly leaves, decorative flower staple pieces, gold feathered leaves, and topped it off with a trendy plaid ribbon and circular ornament in the center. Lights are optional. And so is Christmas decor on the whole. Stubbs explains why she gets creative during this time each year.
To me, it's important to decorate, and this is debatable because you have some people who are anti-Christmas because it's pagan, all right? It really doesn't have biblical roots. But by the fact that we want to celebrate him is why I choose to get involved. I think we can honor him and celebrate him every day of the week. So I just love all the good things that Christmas brings with it.
Crystal Darling, ZNS Network News.
As we head to the break, we'd like to thank all of our viewers watching us live on our social media platforms. And just in case you missed the news, be sure to head there to catch up. Stay with us. There's more after the break.
When you want to save money on your tile supplies, who you gonna call? The Tile King. When you tile your house and you want to look good, who you gonna call? The Tile King.
Visit the new Tile King showroom, which is internationally recognized as the finest tile showroom in the Caribbean, located in the Builders Mall on Wolf Road.
The Tile King. Who you gonna call? The Tile King.
Tiles on everything.
We elevate, elevate, we elevate, elevate, we elevate, elevate, we elevate, elevate.
This year marks 50 years since the founding of the Bahamas Association for the Physically Disabled. The work done here at this organization gives assistance to children both physically and educationally. The work is priceless and at times can seem thankless, and so BTC has stepped in to show its support for the Bahamas Association for the Physically Disabled.
Basically, we're a school for the disabled children, and most of them are severely disabled with cerebral palsy. So we do have like a daycare center for those who can't move around, and then the other ones who are able to learn, we have a two schoolrooms that they're taught the basic things that they learn in school, but obviously at a different level.
It's a great deal because we run on donations. Donations is what causes us to strive and to do the things that we do for the persons who are physically challenged here, because everything that happens here is free of charge to the parent, to that family. So it's a a huge appreciation today.
And being good neighbors means being there to lend a hand. And that is what we are about at BTC, and we salute the work done by the Bahamas Association for the Physically Disabled. These are still the moments that move us. I'm Corval Pyfrom. Be well and be back here Next, BTC Connection.
Comfort,
tradition,
celebration,
joy,
memories,
and love.
is where the heart is.
...2021. Thanks for not being last year, but you certainly held your own. Join us December 29th at 8 p.m. as we take a look back at the peaks and valleys, hits and misses, gains and losses, as the country braced itself for a reset. Join us on the ZNS Network, December 29th at 8 p.m.
For every $20 deposit, you're entered to win cash.
Don't miss the Shell Holiday Extravaganza for a chance to win over $40,000 in amazing prizes. It's easy to win. Fuel up with $20 gas at any Shell service station. Complete the entry form on your receipt. Take a picture of it and WhatsApp it to 422-0271 or upload it at winwithshellbahamas.com for a chance to win cash, staycations, grocery vouchers, jumbo gift certificates, free fuel, and so much more. Conditions apply. Happy holidays from Shell.
It's Janae's Chesapeake Road 5 Days of Christmas Give Back. Get up to 20% off your toys, your electronic ride-on cars, four-wheelers, motorbikes, and motor tricycle purchases. All electrical item sales are final. Bring in a Janae's Back to School 2021 receipt, valued more than $50, excluding that, and get an additional 10% off. Restrictions apply. And don't forget the Christmas decorations, balls, and ornaments. Janae's Chesapeake Road 5 Days of Christmas Give Back going on now. Extended store hours till 7 p.m. Hurry in and get more bang for your buck.
The Ministry of Education and Technical and Vocational Training extends a Merry Christmas to all. The ministry's staff members share their hopes for 2022.
My hope for 2022 is that the world can find a solution, mainly for COVID-19.
Christmas to me means family and fellowship.
My hope for 2022 is that we continue to provide the kind of excellent services that we always provide.
I can't wait for the school to get back face-to-face where I can interact with some students after almost 2 years.
Jesus was indeed a wonderful child. It was his miraculous birth that allows us to embrace a life of hope. That means that we can move forward with a renewed confidence that whatever our present circumstances, however challenging, on behalf of the Ministry of Education and Technical and Vocational Training, we wish you a Merry Christmas and a blessed New Year.
It was the night before Christmas. In a sailboat with a rope but no tow, a girl found a magical starfish on the shores of Abaco. On Grand Bahama is where she landed, where she was led to a hibiscus enchanted. In Andros, under the moonlight, she found a golden pine cone that glowed so bright. On to Nassau, where the cool breeze blew. The brightest feather was given from practice for Junkanoo. Onto the islands Exuma, Cat Island, Long Island, and Inagua. She traveled to every island, rock, and key, till it was time to come home and unlock the mystery that although each island is different, we are all one. So she fulfilled her dream to light up Christmas for everyone. Dream big this Christmas. We are alive.
A church family in Cargo Creek, Andros, honoring the men of the fellowship for their tireless services to the church and community. Fern Carey tells us more.
The Church of God in Cargo Creek, Andros, honoring outstanding men of the fellowship who are living the word and lighting the world as part of the church's Life Builders Men's Ministry. The Men's Day celebration hosted by Pastor Reverend Wenzel Newton. On hand for the occasion, National Overseer of the Church of God, Bishop Moses Johnson. He spoke to the theme, Christmas Chaos, noting that Christmas is a busy time marked by concerts, parties, and shopping, which often leads to chaos during the Yuletide season.
We need to step back away from the trappings of this American and Bahamian Christmas, and we revisit the real meaning. God desires to bring us peace through Jesus Christ and not chaos through Christmas. We have to saturate ourselves in the divine principles of the Word of God. In other words, if we want to be blessed in 2022, we have to get a Bible and read it.
Executive Chairman of the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas, Picewell Forbes, who is also a member of the Church of God family, lauded all of the honorees for their contributions in the religious and national arenas. He also highlighted pending upgrades at the BCB as it seeks to better serve the nation.
We are integrating new content, new media platforms, and also new and improved broadcasting formalities and programming to meet your needs. We are cognizant of the fact that only the sun covers the Bahamas better than ZNS.
Forbes says the BCB will continue to live up to its mandate.
To persons in the family islands, we want to say a special thank you to you today. You don't have a whole lot of choice in your media selection, but you stayed with ZNS through thick and thin. We couldn't have fulfilled our mandate without the loyal and committed staff members at the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas. And to you, our faithful listeners and viewers, and those who are following us on our new media platforms, we want to say a special thank you.
Now, special care packages were also given out during the service, ringing in the Christmas season. Fern Carey, ZNS Network News.
It's time for a check on Family Island weather with Chief Meteorologist Basil Dean. Good evening, Basil.
Good evening, Jimanita. Outside of our studios, we are under mostly clear skies with a temperature of 72 degrees, relative humidity 64%. We have northeast winds at 8 miles per hour. The barometric pressure 1,018.0 millibars. That's 30.07 inches, and the pressure is steady. Temperatures around the outlets this evening, they are brought to you by Family Guardian Insurance Company. We're protecting you. 70 degrees in Freeport, Grand Bahama, and Grand Toll, Key, Marsh, Abaco at 72 degrees. 73 in the Berry Islands and Alistown, Bimini, 74 in Harbor Island. Rock, Sandy, Lutra, 73, Black Point, Exuma, Kemp Space at Andros, and Fresh Creek and Central Andros, all at 72 degrees. 74 is in Otterstown, Cat Island, San Salvador, and Rum Key, Georgetown, Exuma, 76 degrees, 76 also in Ragged Island, Clarence Sound, Long Island, and Crooked Island. Betsy Bay, 79, Ackland, 79, Matchetown, Unagua, 75 degrees, and the Turks and Caicos Islands at 78 degrees. And your boating forecast tonight is brought to you by Builders Mall, home of FYP, the Tile King, and the Paint Center. In the northwest and central islands tonight through tomorrow, north to northeast winds at 10 to 15 knots, wave heights 2 to 4 feet over the ocean. High tide will take place at 10:42 tonight, with another high tide at 11 tomorrow morning. In the southeast, Bahamas, north to northeast winds a little stronger, 12 to 18 knots. The wave heights 3 to 6 feet, which constitute a caution flag in the southeast. And then Saturday in the northwest and central islands, light and variable winds with very flat seas, 1 to 3 feet over the ocean. High tide 11:45 in the morning, the low tide at 6:17 in the afternoon. Now, for the southeast Bahamas, we also expect a reduction in those winds blowing out of the northeast down 10 to 15 knots, the wave height subsiding 2 to 4 feet over the ocean. And that's going to do it for your boating forecast. It's time now for your international temperatures, and they are brought to you by Royal Star Assurance. And that's going to do it for your international temperatures, brought to you by Royal Star Assurance. But stay tuned, your extended weather forecast is still ahead.
Throughout our lifetime, we must all make decisions. No matter how we choose, the right one just needs to be made. Like having J.S. Johnson Insurance Agents and Brokers as your insurance partner. We've been serving the Bahamas for over 100 years. Whether you need home, motor, marine, or commercial insurance, make the right decision. Call 397-2100 or visit jsjohnson.com.
JS Johnson Insurance. Peace of mind.
Do you know that adherence is more than taking medications? It calls to you to stick to the medical regimen as prescribed by your healthcare provider. If you have been asked to have your labs drawn to assess your kidney and liver function, please keep your lab appointments, as these determine the effects medications are having on your body. Follow-up doctor's appointments are necessary, as this is the time when the doctor performs a physical examination and discusses any test results and any concerns or issues you may have with your course of treatment. Specialized services such as physical therapy, occupational therapy, and speech therapy are necessary, as they help to restore you back to normal health. Sticking to prescribed diet and exercise regimens can improve medication effectiveness and contributes to overall health and well-being. Make a commitment today to be adherent to your medication regimen and practice healthy living.
This message has been brought to you by the Bahamas AIDS Foundation with funding provided by PEPFAR, USAID Local Capacity Initiative Small Grant.
Buy
buy Chef Boyardee, Libby's, and a 3-pack of Act 2 popcorn. And you can win one of 6 cash prizes right in time for the new year. Take your receipt to Ace H Pritchard Limited on Robinson Road and enter today.
Agent, before we send you out in the world, we must make sure that your mission is intact. Yes, Mom! Agent 1, what is a touch? Physical contact, Mom. Agent 2, what is a good touch? Touches that make you feel alright, Mom. Such as a high five, a handshake, even a kiss, Mom. Good. Now, Agent 3, what is a bad touch? Touches that make you feel not so good, Mom. Like a slap, a kick, a pinch. And most important, if someone touches your private part. And what do we do when someone gives us a bad touch? You tell a trusted adult, Mom, for help, Mom. Tell them, don't do that, Mom. Agent, I see that you understand. Now it's your mission to spread this information. Just remember that good touches are okay, and bad touches are not okay. So, Agent, go spread the word. Yes, Mom.
Comfort Suites Paradise Island is the best-kept secret in the Bahamas. Located directly next door to the Atlantis Resort, you'll receive all the privileges of an Atlantis guest with all the benefits of a Comfort Suite stay. Enjoy everything Atlantis has to offer, including Aquaventure Water Park, plus all the amenities of Comfort Suites. Free Wi-Fi, free breakfast daily, and kids stay, play, and eat free. Visit ComfortSuitesPI.com.
This portion of the news brought to you by Genuine Care, keeping you home while you're away. This is ZNS Total Sports.
Topping sports in local tennis news, female sensation Sydney Clark defeated Ilana Mackey in straight sets, 6-2 and 0 to become the 2021 BLTA's national champion yesterday. The victory is Clark's second Bahamas Lawn Tennis Association's championship in the last 4 years. Winning the Giorgio Baldacchi Open Women's National title was special for Sydney, as she had to overcome a number of hurdles despite the straight set scores. In addition to being crowned national champion, she also won the Sportsmanship Trophy as well. Clark is presently a sophomore student at the University of Alabama in Birmingham. Now to NBA highlights. Buddy Hield and the Sacramento Kings playing below 500 ball after losing to the Los Angeles Clippers on home court last night. Hield, in 43 minutes of playing time, dumped in 16 points, pulled down 6 rebounds, and dished out 3 assists in the 105-89 loss. Tyrese Halliburton led the way for the Kings with 22 points. Eric Bledsoe led 5 Clippers in double figures with 19 points. The Kings dropped to 13 and 20 on the season. They play again on Sunday, December 26, versus the Memphis Grizzlies at 6 p.m. And now to the NFL. Bahamian wide receiver Mike Strawn and the Indianapolis Colts coming off a 27-17 victory over the New England Patriots. They will play again on Christmas Day in Week 16 of the NFL season. The Colts will be on the road to do battle with the slumping Arizona Cardinals. Strawn, who has seen little to no playing time in recent weeks, is expecting to assist the Colts' bid to make the playoffs as the 18-game season is winding down. That's it for sports. A final look at weather is next.
This is ZNS Total Sports.
BTC spreading Christmas cheer to everybody whether far or near. Move to the rhythm of Christmas round.
Did you hear that? Is it Santa?
Bring home BTC Superfast Extreme Internet Bundle for only $99.99 with 157 channels and 150 megabits of speed per second, and your home will be blazing all year long. This Christmas, make it BTC. It's the better choice for you and me. Move to the rhythm of Christmas. Move to the rhythm of BTC.
Here
during the first ever choreograph competition on Bay Street, when they introduced choreography as a competition, one family, one district.
Who them girls is?
Them girls are very dynamic. They're very powerful. Nobody touches them. Nobody.
New year, new time. Watch Conversations with Christ every Sunday at 10 a.m. And I'll tell you why. Because I recently had someone ask me, they said, Daniel, how do I explain unemployment to my kids? How do I explain that I'm not working and we on welfare, we on government assistance? How do I explain that to my children? And the only thing I could tell them is one word, and that's temporary. Everything is temporary. Because see, when you walk by faith and not by sight, what you understand is that even though you don't see things changing, you don't have to see it, you just know that it's happening. And then he said, but it's been over 2 years. I haven't worked. So how do you explain temporary? And that's when I had to let him know that, hey, to God, one day is like 1,000 years. And 1,000 years is like one day. So don't compare today to forever. And that's what we're going to be talking about. So 10 a.m. Conversations with Christ every Sunday.
Because that excited me more than anything else. To see that I might be able to access the funding that's so badly needed by some of these organizations to fight all our social ills, to help the crisis center, to just have that opportunity to assist in bringing some of these ills down or to just make them disappear. That's one of the things that excites me about the Office of the Spouse.
Time now for weather.
In our final look at weather, that frontal boundary now making its exit to southeast Bahamas, leaving behind that area of high pressure, which is also collapsing. So we will see a reduction in those winds over the next couple of days. Near clear skies over most of the northwest and central parts of our country. Still have a little bit of clouds over the southeast Bahamas, but that too will clear by tomorrow. Our forecast for tonight, mainly clear, still on the cool side, 67 degrees for your low temperature. And tomorrow we're looking at partly sunny and very nice, 79 degrees for the high. Extended weather forecast, beautiful weather right through Christmas Day. Taking us into the early part of next week, we'll start to see a slight warming trend on Sunday that will get us back up into the 80s during the daytime. But those nights, they're going to remain pretty nice for the next several days. Jiminita.
Thanks, Basil. Well, that does it for the Bahamas tonight. Thank you for continuing to make ZNS your first choice for news and information. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better than ZNS. And as we celebrate our 44th year of television broadcasting, it feels great to to be your home. From all of us here at ZNS, thank you for watching and good night.
You're watching the ZNS Network, the People's Station.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. As you all know, tomorrow is Christmas Eve, and I extend to all of you my warmest holiday wishes. I wish I were here today only to wish Bahamians a Merry Christmas and to share our plans for 2022. Unfortunately, I have a different task this morning, which is to let you know that we are looking at a few extremely difficult weeks ahead because of the Omicron strain of the COVID-19 virus. I'm going to share with you where we are now, the steps the government is taking, and the steps that you can take yourselves. For many weeks, we have had a relatively low number of cases. We've also had an extremely successful 2 months in our tourism industry. In fact, record-breaking numbers of visitors have brought a much-needed boost to our economy. In the last few days, however, the number of COVID cases in the Bahamas has increased substantially. Much of the world is struggling with a new COVID variant. The Omicron strain, which is extremely transmissible, the virus can now jump from person to person very quickly. Although this very contagious new variant was identified just a few weeks ago, it has already become the dominant strain in many countries and is causing skyrocketing cases, including in our own neighbor, the United States. Let me give you an example of what Omicron can do. Puerto Rico is now recording a daily average of nearly 1,100 cases, a 762% increase from 2 weeks ago. They've recorded more cases in the past 7 days than during any other week in the pandemic. That is what exponential growth can look like, an explosion of cases. We have sent samples from positive cases here in the Bahamas to a specialized lab to confirm that Omicron is here in the Bahamas, and we'll have an answer very soon. But we are assuming that it is already here, and we are acting accordingly. Let me tell you why we are making that assumption. We recorded 26 positive cases on Monday, 73 on Tuesday, and 140 on Wednesday this week. As serious as recent developments are, there are some good news. New data shows that Omicron does appear to cause more mild disease than earlier strains of the virus. A smaller percentage of people may become seriously ill. However, because it transmits so easily, we are talking about a smaller percentage of a much larger number of cases. For that reason, Omicron is already overwhelming hospitals across the world, including in many states in America and many countries in Europe. Many places are reporting the highest daily totals of cases since this virus began. Countries around the world are pursuing new strategies to contain the worst impact of the virus. We need to do the same here now. The number of cases here is likely to go up quickly and substantially. I'm going to tell it to you straight, because Omicron is so contagious. we could be entering the worst phase of the pandemic. We must do whatever we can to reduce the total number of infections. We want as few of those infections to cause serious illness as possible. And we want to reduce the impact, which unfortunately will be severe, on our clinics and hospitals. I've been working with the Minister of Health, Dr. Michael Darwell, to consult a variety of experts and professionals, and as a result, we are adopting a number of steps immediately. Please understand that the situation is fluid, and we'll continue to adapt and make adjustments to our nation's strategy as needed. We have acquired hundreds of thousands of medical-grade masks and intend to distribute those in communities across the country in the coming days. COVID is an airborne disease. Infectious particles of the virus can hang in the air for hours in indoor spaces, and therefore, the right mask can and do make a big difference. We are also implementing new rules at the borders. We are changing the requirements for entering the country. Bahamians and visitors must test negative within 3 days of entering the country instead of 5. And beginning on January 7th, a negative PCR test will be required for all. Rapid antigen testing remains a critical tool, but a PCR test is more sensitive and can pick up an infection earlier in its course than the antigen tests. Effective immediately, we are changing the rules about the size of gatherings that are permitted. Indoor gatherings should not have more than 20 people. Outdoor gatherings no more than 30. We are going to increase outreach so that adults who are vaccinated receive a booster, as the booster appears to offer substantial additional protection from serious illness. We are also making concerted efforts to reach those who are not yet vaccinated at all. But unfortunately, it will take weeks for those just now receiving first shots to have the protection that the vaccines confer. It is still important because COVID will still be circulating in several weeks. Our vaccination efforts will include outreach in inner city communities and to undocumented migrants who may have struggled with online registrations or access to vaccine venues. We will also be taking new measures to provide technical guidance to businesses, churches, and others so that these places can be made as safe as possible. Because COVID is airborne, ventilating indoor spaces and filtrating the air when possible can make a big difference. We continue to progress as quickly as we can to make COVID testing free. Requests for proposals will be sought imminently before we swiftly move to confirming a vendor who can meet the standards which are essential for this program to work well. We are also taking steps to enhance our ability to respond to infections that require treatment. We are readying to mobilize multiple field hospitals, which should the number of hospitalizations grow. In New Providence, we are planning to utilize the nursing school and the National Stadium, and we are in discussion with an international partner to open a field hospital in Grand Bahama. We are identifying additional options in the Family Islands. Plans include the provision of equipment necessary to support the delivery of care to patients with moderate to severe symptoms. We are recruiting additional nurses and hospital staff. We are working to build partnerships with multiple international non-profits. There is very hopeful news about new treatments for COVID, and we are working to purchase new medications that can be effective at reducing the severity of the disease. Because there is very high global demand, we will be competing with many other countries to obtain them. So we cannot forecast today the precise date we will have access to these treatments. We also want to reduce the negative impact that a surge in COVID cases has on routine health services. The South Beach Health Care Center is being prepared so that those services can continue even as we deal with this new wave of COVID. We will in the coming days also launch a new public education program to empower Bahamians to keep themselves and their families safe and to combat the misinformation that continues to spread on social media. Minister Davo and the members of the health team will provide greater detail about our plans in a moment. But I wanted to provide this update myself because I want to underscore how serious this moment is for our country. I've just described a multifaceted plan, the implementation of which requires building a coalition of partners. We will be working with healthcare professionals, the COVID enforcement unit, the Royal Bahamas Defense Force, the private sector, and multiple international partners. The final and most important member of this coalition is you, the Bahamian people. We are all in this together. Everyone is ready to put COVID behind them, especially during the holidays. It has been an extremely difficult few years, and we are ready to relax and celebrate. Unfortunately, the virus has changed, and so our behavior must change too. I want to emphasize that activities that were relatively safe just last week are no longer safe. That is how quickly things have changed here. We all need to adjust our own thinking about what risks are acceptable, and we need to do so quickly. It's important to understand that vaccinated people are at much, much lower risk for experiencing severe disease. But vaccinated people can still catch and spread Omicron. Some vaccinated individuals who are infected will have no symptoms. Some will have mild symptoms, and some will even have serious cases. And just as vaccination reduces but does not eliminate the chance you will contract the virus, prior infection also does not provide full protection. Omicron has shown that it can infect those who have had COVID in the past. Unfortunately, I can offer you an example from my own personal experience. Last weekend, we had a family gathering, which included several family members who traveled here from abroad. Even though everyone was vaccinated and everyone tested negative before travel, several of those who were visiting from abroad tested positive on the 5th day after arrival in the country. Since then, my wife and other family members have tested positive. I remained negative. Because they were vaccinated, they are either asymptomatic or are experiencing only mild symptoms. I'm so grateful that that is the case. But I know that many of our Christmas gatherings will include both vaccinated and unvaccinated family members. Here is what I'm asking you to do. Please plan those gatherings with your most vulnerable family members in mind. That means the elderly, or those who are diabetic, or those who are immunocompromised because of cancer treatment or other conditions or treatments. Remember that our children under 12 have not yet been vaccinated. Plan your gatherings with the goal of protecting these family members. Outside is safer than inside, always. The virus particles can hang in the air inside for hours. We are blessed with beautiful warm weather, and the forecast for the week ahead is for sunny skies. So here's the best advice from medical professionals and scientists. Avoid large gatherings. Outside is always safer than inside. Limit your time indoors to the extent possible. When you are inside, open as many windows and doors as you can to reduce the number of virus particles in the air. Wear your masks. The government will be distributing medical-grade masks. If you already have one, now's the time to switch to using it at all the time. If you don't have one yet, use 2 masks instead of 1. Double masking can help. If you are vaccinated, get your booster shot. If you are unvaccinated, you are at serious risk. Please do what billions have done safely worldwide and get vaccinated. If you have a cold or flu symptoms, please get tested and do not go to work or gather with others. I wish I didn't have to deliver this news before Christmas Eve. I told you earlier that members of my family have tested positive. I've taken multiple tests over the last few days, and all the results have been negative. I still need to do the responsible thing and self-isolate according to the rules. Being apart from your family is not easy, and it is especially difficult during Christmas time. But the most important part of being in a family is taking care of each other. Let's all take care of each other in the coming weeks as one big Bahamian family.